What's up, guys? It's John Muscarella from Side Hustle Experiment. If you're new here, I'm a six-figure Amazon seller who sells mainly books and media. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about OA. I actually sold both items that I bought. Well, I bought one item. I bought two of them. That's all the store had. And they both sold today within 48 hours. So super pumped about that. And I'm kind of going to go through my thought process. And if you're thinking about doing OA or kind of branching away from what you mainly do, so if you do clothing and you decide you want to sell, I don't know, something else on Amazon, I'm going to kind of go through my thought process on it and kind of give you some tips and tricks. So I am doing OA to diversify. So OA, for those who don't know, is online arbitrage. This basically means you're gonna go to websites, Target, Walmart, I mean, it doesn't have to be those websites, but any website where they're selling a product for like $8 or whatever amount they're selling it for, but it's selling on Amazon for more money. And once it sells on Amazon, you make the difference after fees. So I have a little experience doing online arbitrage. I dabbled in it for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks last year when COVID hit, because my supplier wasn't delivering books at the time. So I figured I would give that a go, and then my supplier started delivering books again. But anyway, what I decided to do is I am using Tactical Arbitrage, which is a software that runs automatically, and I guess it's scraping data from websites and comparing it to Amazon, and then giving you a bunch of results, and then you have to sort through those results. And you got to do it carefully. Sometimes the packaging doesn't match. Sometimes, you know, the price is for one, and on Amazon they're selling a pack of 2. Sometimes the product is out of stock. All sorts of stuff could happen, but I just really want to talk about getting started. I can get into TA another day. So basically, I decided to get started with OA. I decided to do some DVD searches and CDs. Since I mainly sell books and media, I'm very familiar with media. Obviously, I know DVDs. So I found a box set. I'm not going to mention the name. I will definitely do a video on this, but I don't want to spoil it in case other people are going to go out and get it. It's still possible that they can. I can't find any more, but other people can. So basically, it was more of a, so that's tip 1. Start with something you know. So I know media, I know DVDs. It's mainly, it makes up about 20% of my business currently. So basically, that's what I went with. And yeah, it's easy. When you're selling on Amazon, you have to realize the ranks are different. 25,000 ranked book and a 25,000 ranked CD are not the same. So just because there's more books than there are CDs. So if there's 20 million books and you're 25,000, that's really good. If you're 25,000 and there's 300,000 CDs, that's still good, but not as good as if there was 20 million. So everything sells through differently. So yeah, bottom line, I did take a little bit of a risk on this one. I know better. I mean, it paid off in this case. So basically, the situation was Amazon is on and off the product. So basically, Amazon ran out of stock. There was a store in my area where I live. I started online. They actually had 2 copies of the DVD, the box set, at the store. I just went and picked it up, and I decided to merchant fulfill it because I think the price is going to drop once Amazon gets back on the listing. So the chances of me sending in 2 box sets of DVDs, right? I'm gonna get killed on the shipping because there's only 2 of them. Then the chances of them even going to the same warehouse is pretty slim. And then yeah, them checking it in before it's before they get more stock, just very slim. So I decided to merchant fulfill them. So I purchased the box set for $28. It was selling at the time, I think, for $72.95. Now that's, which created an issue I did not think of at the time when I bought it. So if Amazon deems a price ridiculous, they will not show it in the buy box. It will just show see all options, and it shows the lowest used option. From my experience, I don't know if this is true for everything or just media products, but I have noticed that on some other stuff I've looked at. So basically, someone had it, I think, for $67 or something used. So yeah, mine sat for about 24 hours, nothing happened. Well, was it 24 hours? Yeah, 24 hours, nothing happened. I thought they would sell pretty much instantly. So I lowered my price to the used price. So knowing that if I competed against the used offer and I was a new offer, I would definitely, someone would definitely buy it. Sure enough, they sold within, I don't know, one sold within an hour or 2 of me doing it. And by the time I woke up in the morning, the other one sold. So yeah, I got in, I got out. And yeah, now the price is kind of going back down. People, I think, are realizing that they better sell theirs first. I would probably not recommend doing this, but since I do kind of know what I'm doing and knew that that was the case, I was fully aware. And this is how I almost look at the risk as well. Even if I only sold one, I made, I think, 22 bucks on it, on each unit, so I made 44 bucks. Yeah, so even if, you know, I would have recouped the money that I spent if only one of them sold. So I would have basically broke even. Not in the reselling business to break even, but that's how I think about risk. Also, the comps on eBay, I think I could have made like $1 or $2 if I sold it new on eBay. So 20, I think 98 or something, sold for 64 or 65 bucks. Merchant fulfilled, cost $3 to ship it media mail, or it's $3.50. So yeah, ended up with like 22 bucks. Pretty good. I mean, that was just one flip. Again, I haven't had a ton of time to really dedicate to OA. I did a little bit yesterday night after I got home and uploaded the YouTube video, but plan on doing more. Today, I was going to do pretty much more and have the helper pretty much scan the books. But then the books came late, and I ended up helping him because I want to get through this batch so I can get them to the lister. So, I digress. This is about branching out, doing some OA. So, if you are trying to do OA, number 1, start with something you know. Number 2, watch a couple videos about OA, or study the new area you're going into. Their ranks are definitely different. I know people have rank charts. I would highly suggest getting a Keepa account. Keepa will tell you everything you need to know. I mean, there are times where like the software says, oh, like you can buy this for $8 and it sells for $32 on Amazon. But if you look at the Keepa chart and the average 90-day price, it's like $13. So you're gonna lose money on that. You don't want to do that. You also want to keep an eye on how many times it sells per month and how many sellers are on the listing, because if it only sells 10 times a month and there's like 20 sellers on the listing, it's not going to go well for you. Rule of thumb is like Amazon shares the buy box with the sellers if everyone has a similar price. So if it sells 60 times a month and there are only 5 sellers on the listing and you are going to be number 6, you could technically assume you might be able to sell 10 in the month if no one else jumps on the listing. So that's just kind of what I know. Again, I kind of dabbled in OA. I know I'm going to get much better with it. Some thoughts about it is I really like it. I mean, it was crazy. Obviously I do bulk books, so I have a little bit different, I guess, ROI. Like, I'm willing to make 50 cents to $1 on a book, but to make $20 on, you know, within, I guess, 48 hours on one SKU, I made 40 bucks, 44 bucks. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, most of the scores, I will say, from doing this are not like that. I would consider that pretty much like a home run. Almost double my money. But most of the time you're looking at like $3 or $4 profits. And you're spending probably like maybe $8 to $10, which isn't great, but like they're selling right away as soon as it gets there. So yeah, I really like the idea of using OA to diversify out of books. The one thing I do like about OA is there's probably a limited amount of stuff that you can be able to buy. So yeah, with books and buying in bulk, like, yeah, everyone says there's millions of books out there, but like finding a good trustworthy source for bulk can be tricky. Supply chain is, from what I hear from other people, a little finicky right now. But that could all change since I think a lot of people are gonna be either getting out of books, so there could be a lot of inventory out there. But I just kind of want to give you like my first taste of OA. I did say I would share. I probably will do a video. I don't know, I have to see. Kind of show you guys the keep it chart and kind of how I came to the conclusion to buy these DVDs, or at least take the chance. I know. So another thing, last thing about OA, I mean, you could, I don't really believe in this, but if you did buy it and the price tanked, you could return it to the store. I honestly think though, like, if it does tank, I mean, it's possible with anything, but if you make a risky buy, I think you should own it and eat it and sell it on eBay. Just to like make yourself, because if you go in the mindset, oh, I could just return it, you're gonna have some bad buys. So just keep that in mind. Please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. Let me know in the comments, have you done OA before? What are your thoughts? Do you have any tips? Again, I'll be sharing as much as I can. So I'll talk to you guys soon.